Hey everyone, and welcome back to Make the Music, and today we're going to be exploring Amplitube. I know we usually do bias videos, but I want to take a look at Amplitube. I want to take a look at the Joe Satriani guitar tone pack that they have that comes in Amplitube. We're going to explore all sorts of tones here and just sort of dive into what it has to offer and see if we can also build some custom tones using some of the amps and cabs that comes with that set. So I did get the full version of Amplitube, so I'm going to walk you through what are in some of these different packs in the coming videos. We're going to take a look at the Joe Satriani one. So if you're interested in maybe purchasing these, you can find out what's in them. Okay, so I'm in Amplitube right now. This is what the default is. It's like some sort of Marshall setting, but you'll notice if you have access to some of these collections, which I got access to all the collections because I'm weird like that, that there's a bunch of Amplitube Joe Satriani ones. That's what we're looking at here today. So there's some general presets, and then there's some from his discography. So if you're familiar with his discography, we can go in here. So like this is an Always With Me, Always With You. This comes with the what they call the Boston 100, but it's basically the Rockman made by no other than Tom Scholz. Right, so it's got that Rockman sound there. Right, super sort of mid-range heavy, based off of Marshall, of course, in a certain way. So it's got all the Rockman settings. It's got the echo on here, and then there's also some post-processing that they add in there. So that's one of their presets that they have. Let's go to some of the other ones from the discography. They have here Satch Boogie. Hopefully I give you a decent idea of what that sounds like. I'm using my Jackson for today's video. So this is using the Satch VM, which is just like a specially modded Marshall amp, it looks like, for Joe Satriani, and it sounds really good. It's got that really mid-pushed Marshall-y sound. Also, the pack comes with some cabs as well. So if I go by collection here, and I just want to check out, let's look at the Joe Satriani collection. You can see that there's 3 different cabs we get access to here, as well as 3 different amp settings. So we have the Satch VM, which is a really, really good sounding Marshall amp. I actually really love this amp. It's got some settings here, a crunch setting, and some more even overdriven settings. Like if we turn off the distortion and then we just went with some of these settings, super mid-rangey. And then also we have like a PB5150 sounding amp here. And then of course that has the Satch Green cab, and there's also the Satch 60 cab here. And then we have the Rockman, and then the Rockman cabs. This is just sort of like the impulse response that comes with the Rockman, since it's a box that doesn't really necessarily go to a cab. However, people have used them on albums where they then hook them up to maybe slave them to a different amp or to another cab or something like that. The Rockman sound is really rare and tough to come across, honestly. And so the fact that it's in something like Amplitube now, and there's a lot of bands like Megadeth, for example, use the Rockman on some of their earlier albums, and I've found Rockman units, but you don't know if they're working. They're kind of clunky to set up. They need a special power supply. So it's nice that you have emulation in the box from Amplitube. I think that sounds really good. Let's go back to some of their other Joe Satriani discography here. Let's take a look at, maybe there's a clean tone, 1980 solo. Let's look at this. So that sounds really good. That's a 5150 setting. It appears there. Wow, sounds really impressive. We got 2 cabs set up. Some sort of 4x10, maybe Fender cab or something like that, and then the special Marshall cab mic'd up with a 57. and a condenser there. So that's that preset there. Let's go into some of the more general presets that come with this pack as well. So we've got general here. I want to look for, I want to, get a clean tone going on. What do they got? Right clean. Yeah, that's right out of the Rockman. That sounds incredible. So that's with the chorus on. Let's turn the chorus and echo off. Let's turn back on. I mean, that's just like 80s clean tone all the way. I mean, even like early 90s sounding. That sounds really, really good there. Let's look at some of the other stuff that you can do with the amps. Let's look at the just 80s. Right, so that's more sort of like Rockman, rock and sound stuff there. Cello, that's interesting. Wow, that's a really high gainy lead, excellent sounding, great for maybe a solo or something like that. 0515. A great 5150 sounding preset there. What else do we have here? Through Boston. Great Marshall sounding preset. Let's take a look at just a couple more. Wah lead. Does the collection come with a wah? So we have a wah pedal here. Yes, it does. So the Satriani collection, you've got the Satriani distortion. He has an octave, another overdrive, a tube overdrive. That's tasty. And then the Satch wah. A US and UK setting. Okay, so you can move the pedal here. I assume through maybe automation or something like that, you could, in your DAW, modify the wah pedal to beat or something like that. Very, very cool. Let's see what else is in the collection. So those are the amps. We went over the different cabs based on the collection here. And I don't know if there's any sort of like special extra processing you can get or anything like that. So very interesting. Yeah, so there's the cabs and things like that. So overall, a really interesting sounding collection here from Amplitude. Really good. I really love this Satch VM Marshall. I've been using it a lot on quite a few things here, and it sounds very, very good. You can build really good tones with what's given here. Let's look at Simply or Shred with the Alien. Let me bypass the drive and let me just take you through just the amp settings. I'm going to bypass these as well. I'll swap out the cab. So that's got a little more of an upper mid thing, and this one's a little darker. Of course, depending on which speaker and where on the speaker you put it. Let's look at the 5150. So that's a quick overview of the Joe Satriani collection from Amplitude. Overall, really good sounding. I think it's probably in the $50, $60 range. Now, if you get the complete Amplitude set, of course, return $50, you get access to all these, which I'm going to be going through here. But if you're looking at this one, really great amps, really great effects as well. I think this one is well worth it to have in your toolbox, especially if you own Amplitude. Maybe you just have like the basic amps or something like that. If you're into rock stuff, this is a great one to pick up. I have a free guide, the Home Studio Toolbox. You can get that for 100% free in the description box down below. It's a guide showing you all the free material that you can get to help building your home studio. So if you have any questions about this collection, leave it in a comment down below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And anyways, I'll see you guys next time.